In his 10 years of life, Jason had owned many pets. 2 dogs, 3 cats, 5 hamsters, a gerbil, 2 snakes, 6 fish, and 1 grumpy turtle. He loved them all. They were his best friends, and eventually, all of them died. Jason hated death and decided to get his revenge. One late night, Jason took his sister's second favorite teddy bear and a pair of scissors, the sharp adult kind. He cut the bear in half, then placed it on the floor surrounded by dead bugs for good measure. Jason grabbed his sleeping bag, hid behind his bed, and waited. At precisely 11:03, the room grew cold. Jason's breath escaped like tiny clouds. The shadows of his furniture drifted together, and a dark, tattered figure rose from the darkness. "Death," Jason whispered, smiling like it was Christmas. Death crouched to examine the cloven bear.
"This wasn't a living thing."
Death's voice sounded like cockroaches ground up in glass. Then suddenly, Death was swallowed up by Jason's sleeping bag. Death thrashed about, but Jason held tight until the bag stopped moving. Jason unzipped a corner and peeked inside.
"What do you want?"
demanded an icy voice. "I want a friend," replied Jason. "Will you be my friend? I'll let you out." After a long pause, Death replied,
"Deal."
Jason freed Death, and over the next few days the two became close friends. They went fishing, chopped down trees, and made omelets together. Death taught Jason to play chess, and Jason taught Death to play video games. But soon it became apparent to Jason that Death was distracted. "You need to go, don't you?" asked Jason. Death nodded and stood up. "Will I ever have a friend again?" Death paused thoughtfully, then plunged his staff into the ground. Suddenly, tiny skeletons of cats and dogs and decomposing hamsters clawed their way to the surface and rushed to bury Jason in undead hugs and kisses. As Jason, who would never be lonely again, struggled and laughed, Death quietly dissolved back into the ground. He might have even been smiling.